Hello Daily Drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's Daily Draft. We are once again in the premier draft queue of Wilds of Eldraine with just, believe it or not, 5 drafts in the season left to go until we get the set reviews for Caverns of Ixalan in just a couple of short weeks here. I know the set has gone by very quickly, but that's where we are, and we will jump into today's Pack 1 Pick 1 and hope to have slightly better success than our last VOD video, which had 2 red cap gutter dwellers, but I'll just leave it at that. We're going to start here with the Restless Vinestalk. This card is absolutely incredible, and you can splash its activation. It's so good. I mean, at some point, if you just start activating this, like, you probably just win the game, and it's very good. Johan's Stopgap could wheel. Brave the Wilds probably doesn't wheel. But Stopgap consistently wheels for me, and I do like blue-green as an archetype because we got a Hamlet Glutton. This might be quote-unquote incorrect because there is an Imidane's Recruiter in this pack, but I have had much more success with green-based late-game decks than I have with red aggro decks. Again, proven by our last VOD video, which was a red aggro deck. I've drafted red-white aggro twice, and our last video was a red aggro deck, and combined in those videos, we went 3 and 9. I'll leave it at that. So we are taking Hamlet Glutton here pretty easily. I love the card, and it is absolutely what I like to take here. Now there's a Torch the Tower, Princess Takes Flight, and then a couple of bleh cards, as well as Evolving Wilds. Usually my decks are good enough to be able to have the mana to splash a Torch the Tower, and I think that it's good enough. We could also just be straight red-green splashing the activation of Vinestalk, which would also not be bad. I think I'll take Torch over Evolving Wilds here. I think it has a higher upside in this deck. Alright, now we've got Frantic Firebolt, Obira's Attendants, and Prophetic Prism. Well, if we're thinking about potential splashes and 4-color nonsense, I think I'll take my first copy of Prism here. This goes a long way in helping us fix. I really hope to wheel Obira's Attendants. This is a card I love in these decks because it's the 5+ mana spell that is the Haymaker later, but it's got a 2 mana instant that can, I basically think of Desperate Parry as gain 3 life. 3 mana gain 3, kind of, because you just like use it on a 3/3 at some point and prevent damage, and that's usually good enough to just help you stabilize into the late game. But let's take the Prism, as I don't think that one will wheel here. Now there's a Genealogist, Twisted Fealty, Ash, Party Crasher, Grand Ball Guest. Kellen's Lightblades is a card I do like in these kind of decks as well. It's early interaction. I'm just wondering if speculating on red-white could be good with the Torch the Tower and an Ash. I would give up Glutton and Vinestalk to do it. I just don't think this is a Genealogist kind of deck, or even a Candy Trail deck. And if I want a Light Blaze, I think I'll be able to get it. I'll take the Ash here and see if this deck is wildly open. It kind of is with the Ratcatcher trainee. That is a very late trainee. There is a Werefox, Curse of the Werefox here, which I do like. But I think hedging toward red aggro is okay. I mentioned earlier the fact that I don't like these decks and I'm not good at playing these decks or building these decks. But a Torch the Tower, an Ash, and a Ratcatcher trainee is an outstanding start to a red-white deck, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, which might very well be true. I don't think I'll miss the first curse. Okay, now all the red and white cards are gone. There is an Archon's Glory, though. This almost look like a black card to me with the way the art is working. I don't care about Outrider. I don't care about Prowler. These black cards are fine. Very Dream Thief is fine, but I think black is the one color I'm kind of steering away from so far. Now there's a Witchstalker, a Troublemaker Oof, and a Misleading Motes. I don't mind Witchstalker in my late game blue-green decks. It's fine early. It blocks the 3/2s and the 2/2s pretty well. Troublemaker Oof is just a card you can get if you want one. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Witchstalker as a fine roadblock 2-drop in these late game decks. Because now all of the blue cards are coming back, but so does Cheeky House Mouse, which is, again, great in red-white. So we're kind of drafting 2 decks here, but I think that's okay. We're going to let the first couple of picks of Pack 2 decide what we're going to be doing here. We've got a really good red-white start, and we've got a fine blue-green late start. So we've got a couple of things we can do. If Obira's Attendant's Wheels, I'd probably take that. Hedge it toward the blue-green deck. If we get another early 1 or 2 mana red or white card, we can take that. We've got a few things we can do here. Leaping Ambush would be the only card for green. It's looking like this deck, this Glutton Vinestalk deck, is getting cut from us. I don't know which of these I care about playing the most in red-white. I think I'll take my first copy of Flick a Coin, but probably not look to play it. Okay, now there's another Witchstalker. Scarecrow Guide is not the kind of fixing I want, but another Witchstalker is fine. So again, we're drafting 2 decks, but we've got the time to pivot into one or the other here. See, the Attendant's Wield, that's good as well. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards for blue-green, and 5 cards for Boros aggro here. Kind of 6, if we wanted to play Flick a Coin. So with 6 in each, that just means we need to find 9 playables in each of the next 2 packs for either of the decks. Haven't really found the signals as to what is open and what isn't yet. Return Triumphant, fine in red-white. And last pick, don't care. Alright, what do we find? Oh, we find some outstanding options here. There's a Glutton, there's a Ginger Brute, there's a Hatching Plans, Return Triumphant, and Princess Takes Flight. So we kind of have to make some sort of decision here. And I think Glutton for blue-green is better than Ginger Brute for red-white, although that could be wrong. Again, if this is a kind of pick where, like I said, we can decide in the first couple picks of Pack 2. If you're more prone to taking, and having success with aggro decks, you could absolutely take Ginger Brute here, or even Princess, and be totally fine. I have much more success taking these big fat green late game decks here, which is why I'm taking a Glutton into a third Glutton here. You could have very easily gone Ginger Brute into Imodane, or into... Yeah, Imodane is probably what I would take if I was going red-white, but I think this basically secures me into blue-green here. And now I'm looking for a Brave the Wilds, and I did get one. There's also a Light Blades and a Torch the Tower. We could still play Torch the Tower in this deck if we end up with the fixing, which Brave the Wilds helps a lot with. So this is what I'm looking at here, and I will scoop up the Brave the Wilds and hope to wheel Light Blades. Still looking for Root Rider Fawns. That's a huge card for this deck. Hoping Hatching Plans wheels. It's a card that does wheel a good amount of the time. Ooh, Tough Cookie. There's a lot of cards in this pack that I don't mind. Feral Encounter is good. Spell Stutter is good in this deck. Curse is good. Return from the Wilds is good. But Tough Cookie, I think, is better than all of those. And we could wheel one of the other ones. It's just a great 2-drop. So we'll take the cookie here. And I think we're drafting blue-green, and it is a deck I love. But once again, like I said, could have very easily gone red-white with this draft, and I would not fault you for it. Just comes down to personal preference. Luna's Gatekeepers would be a good top-end draw, or top-end card as well. Speak of the devil. Ooh, that's a Witchstalker Frenzy, though. I think we have to take the Frenzy. It's splashable. We've got a Prism. We've got to Brave the Wilds. We'll ideally end up with at least a couple more ways to fix, and Witchstalker Frenzy's too good. If we want a Gatekeeper, we'll probably end up with one. Again, also could just be red-green, I guess. But now there's a stopgap. Usually don't mind playing at least one Skybeast tracker in this deck, but I do like stopgap. So I'll take my first stopgap here. And again, looking for Root Rider Fawns, looking for probably one more Prism, looking for at least one more Brave the Wilds, and then a Return from the Wilds as well, and then we're set up mana-wise. Maybe we wheel that Return from the Wilds earlier. We have 2 more picks of this pack to figure out if we're going to find any of that. It's getting a little late for the fixing cards in each pack. They do go relatively early. Hatching Plans pick 9 would be great because we did open it. And Utopia Sprawl. That is one of the best ways to fix. Because it fixes and ramps. Greta is good. Wood Splash. Just have not liked moats. It's been a little too expensive and clunky, but Utopia Sprawl is perfect. Forgot to even mention that that exists. And we got a Prism. Alright, we're kind of doing it here. So we got a Brave the Wilds, a Sprawl, and 2 Prisms to splash several cards here. Still looking for a Brave the Wilds, and still looking for at least 1 or 2 Root Rider Fawns, and 1 more Brave the Wilds, and then everything else. If those cards aren't in the pack, we're probably just going to be taking basically the best single-pipped color out of each pack. Because Hatching Plans did wheel. Would love to play a Grotto as well. So much ways to fix in this format. I forgot about that. But Hatching Plans with 3 Glutton, too good. Too good. Play Plans on 2. Return from the Wilds on 3. Glutton on 4. You get a 4 mana 6/6 or 5 mana 6/6 on turn 4 with Trample, gains 3 life and draws you 3 cards. Oof, too good. I don't think I'm playing anything here. I think the next pack is the one that had all of those green cards that I was considering, like a Return from the Wilds and all that. Let's see what comes around. Well, if it was, they all got taken. Nope, this was it. Spell Stutter. Totally fine card. Kind of acts as a little bit of a 2-drop in a deck like this if you don't have any of these other ones you want to play. Usually don't have room for moats in these decks. They're just too expensive and too clunky. That's what cards like Stopgap and Frenzy and Torch the Tower are for. Okay. What can we take here? There's a Lord Skitter's Blessing, but that's not for this deck. There's a 4th Hamlet Glutton, and I'm wondering how much bargain we have to enable 4 of these. Usually 3 is my max. I might just take Hollow Scavenger here. It makes a food. It is a 3/2. It trades. It gives you food if you need life. It gives you bargain fodder for our 3 Gluttons. I think I've got to take Scavenger over Glutton and Spreading Seas. This is kind of like desperation. I need bargain fodder, but let's go ahead and take a Scavenger here. Tempest Heart isn't bad. Oh, but there's a Candy Grapple. I gotta take Candy Grapple, I guess. I didn't even see that. Yeah, we can splash the grapple. I think that's totally fine. Tempest Heart might even wheel. Yeah, let's take the grapple here. Gotta Return from the Wilds. And I think it's what I'm taking here over basically nothing for us. So Return from the Wilds, perfect. right, now we got another Spell Stutter, an Ice Out, a Curse, a Tracker. So we only have 8 creatures in this deck. 3 of them are Gluttons. Could have had another Ash, but that ship has sailed. I think I'll take my first Curse over my first Tracker here, but if I'm presented with that pack again, might take Tracker. Alright, not playing any of this except maybe a Prism, but I'm probably not playing 3. Ooh, tough pick here between Edgewall Inn and Return from the Wilds. What are our... So we have Obira's Attendants, Hollow Scavenger, and that's it. But it is fixing. I usually only want 1 return. But the Edgewall Inn is fixing, and it has slight upside later in the game. It's also a land, so it's an easy pickup there. I don't think Stab Wound is worth splashing, so I'll just take a second return, and maybe we play it. Alright, got a Tracker anyway. We've got 4 spells that trigger it. Not bad. Let's take a Tracker. Spreading Seas versus Storm-Killed Prowler. I think we're fine on the 2-drops. I think I'll take the Spreading Seas, but I'm probably not playing this one either. I don't think we need the bargain fodder. I'm not playing anything here. Not playing anything here. So nothing's wheeling. So our deck was contested at the table. Usually it's not. Ooh, Spell Stutter. That is something I can play. We just need 2 cuts from this now. Not too bad. Probably the Spreading Seas. I don't think I want to go 16 lands in this deck particularly. I think I can cut the 3rd Prism. So let's just cut the 3rd Prism. We would run... probably... This is 8 untapped green sources for Brave and Utopia. We've got a few blue cards, not a ton. 4 islands and a Vine Stalk. And an Edgewall Inn is 6 sources over here. Brave is another blue. Utopia is a blue. Prisms are blue. And then a swamp and a mountain. No white cards here, though, which is fine. Oh, wait, we get 1 more land. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we get another land anyway. Might just go 9-4. It's super important we have green on 1 for Brave and Utopia. Only running 1 mountain because we've got 2 Return from the Wilds, a Brave the Wilds, and 2 Prisms to splash a Frenzy and a Torch. 1 Swamp for the Grapple. And that looks good to me. This is my favorite deck in the format here. And we'll see if the Mythic ranks can... let me not go up against aggro decks as often as I recently have been. Usually those are kind of the kryptonite for this deck. But either way, see you in Game 1 after a quick message from me. Thanks, me. Whether you're ready or not, we have another set releasing here very soon, and that means it's time to take a look at the Patreon page to get yourself prepared and ready. I pride myself in my Patreon being incredibly affordable, beginning at just $1 singular US dollar per month, which comes with lifetime access to the Daily Drafters Discord server. That's right, you can just join for 1 month and leave, and you can stay in the Discord forever. After all, it's well less than half the cost of your morning cup of coffee and goes right back to giving back to the channel. For just $3 per month, you can gain early access to every upload on the channel as soon as I'm done editing them, and the most expensive level of support is just $5 US per month. That's right, just $5. It's the highest level of support that I have, and patrons in this tier gain access to my expansive, exhaustive, and interactable tier lists, of which you can see a small sample of here. You get to see how I rate every single card in the set from A to F, whether or not the card has moved up or down since the last update with these arrows here. You can also hover over every single card name to see a clickable link that brings you straight to Scryfall, and also common and uncommon tier rankings within each color, so you know which commons I think are the best and how they compare to the uncommons in the same color. These tier lists are guaranteed to be completed and updated with my experiences during early access before your pre-release events for the new set. Again, all of these tiers are incredibly affordable, so go ahead and check them out. If a monetary contribution isn't your speed, a subscription to the channel is always enough. Thanks so much for your consideration. Okay, we do get to start here, and the power of Brave the Wilds is showing, because now we have a guaranteed turn 5, turn 4 Hamlet Glutton if we can draw a forest. So I guess nothing is guaranteed. Well, if we can draw any land, because we can Brave from the Wilds for a second forest, or return from the Wilds for a second forest. And there we go. So let's do this. We'll hold up Torch here. We'll return next turn. Is that free right now? Yeah, I think that's free. So we play Forest, enchant the other forest. We have 3 mana, then we return. So we do this. We do this. We tap it for blue, and then the return can get the black here. So we're going to do this, and then create a food. Because now the food gives us a non-interactable way to cast Glutton on 4 now. That's perfect, because all we have to do now is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cast Glutton with Bargain, and then torch the tower, therefore 2. Do I wait? I could wait, but I don't see why I would. I mean, I guess if they attacked into it, tried to use a combat trick to trade for the Glutton, I could have tried to blow them out here. It just... Usually when I do that, they just play around it and... Okay, so now they have torched the tower. Okay. Well, I guess there was one more reason to wait, so I'll wait for the next time. Let's do blue, and I guess we can still cast Frenzy if we draw it off of the prism here. Let's get in. I think I'll be mana efficient and play Tracker. I don't think we have ways to loot and stuff, so I guess I'll play the land. I guess they could have discard, but the only discard spell I could think of is Ariad's Whisper, which makes me discard both of them anyway. Well, there's the Spellsworn Coven, I suppose. That could make me discard just one. Okay, that's okay. Do I trade Glutton for Daredevil here and then trample over for 4? I don't think I want to do that. They would be at 8. I would have a Tracker, a Witchstalker, and a Cookie on the battlefield. We have 2 more Gluttons in the deck. Yeah, sure. Let's attack here. Yeah, I figured this would be the route they take. They go to 8. We have a tough Cookie and a Witchstalker on the battlefield now. And then the animation animating this would let Witchstalker attack. Unfortunately, we didn't have access to 3 green to play this, and hold up the animation. But interestingly, this can also... Actually, we can because of the prism. Target non-creature artifacts. So we could actually animate our prism here. And the food. Could be pretty good. Alright, well, I guess we are going to just... Why can't I do this? Oh, it's got... Doesn't have haste, obviously. Okay. They have dealt with our big stuff. We're going to have to start avoiding some lands off the top of our deck. It's a pretty good one. Unfortunately, we don't have, like, great attacks necessarily. I mean, we do, but they could just take it, which... Yeah, they could do that too. Sure. Okay. Taking 12. Okay, we get another food. This vermin is getting a little bit annoying, gotta admit. They're at 9. They're probably gonna eat their food here, I would think. Sure. I could double block. They would have had to have drawn a combat trick off the top of their deck without scrying for this double block to go wrong? Yeah, it looks like they didn't even want to do that. No, I think I'd like to do this and this to start. Return from the wilds. Okay. This, and it doesn't really matter how we do this. I don't really need a land, so I guess I can just get a 1/1 and a food here. Still have a good double block on vermin, technically. No, we don't. Well, we do. It just has to trade for It'll trade for the 1/1 as well. And no need to block and raid and make them have good blocks with that over there. Or good attacks with that anymore, I mean. And that should probably do it, I would think. I could attack with both of these. They eat this, they go to 1. It doesn't really matter technically right now because they have to deal with this or they're dead. If they deal with it, they're not. If they do deal with it, they're still alive either way. So we're just gonna put them to 3 and see if they can deal with the attendants or not. And they can't. That is how this deck is supposed to operate. This is the deck I am comfortable piloting. Alright, pretty good hand here. I think we'll go ahead and keep it. Brave the Wilds on 1. Nope, Scavenger. Do I do the same? Or do I do Vinestalk on 1? It enters tapped. This opens up the possibility to play Stutter on 2, and I think that's what I need to do here. Yeah, see, they're getting off to a start. Meanwhile, I'm destroying all of the lands, but lands are okay. Jeez, now they're not. It's really annoying to just play this without playing the food, but I need the food for a turn 5 glutton here. So this is really annoying to do, but if only I hadn't just drawn all of the forests in my deck. Because next turn we can just play Tracker, then Glutton on 5, make a food, gain 3. As long as they don't get super aggressive here. Their deck doesn't look to be very aggressive. And they have a Goose Mother. How is that card legal? And how did that enter with 4 counters on it? Oh, because it's a 2-mana 2/2 that just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, I guess we're going to lose to a Goose Mother then. Because you can't really do that much about that. That card is stupid. And by stupid, I mean stupid good. If only I had the Spell Stutter up, but I did not. Curse of the Werefox on the tracker. Yep. And now we die to a 5/5 flyer because it's hard to beat that. So we're at 9. Next turn we go to 4. The following turn, I guess Glutton will give us an extra turn, but not very many. Tap this for black, I guess. Don't you dare have Spell Stutter. I was gonna cry. So we're on a 3-turn clock currently. And if they can kill Glutton, we're dead next turn. Yep, sometimes they draw their bomb rares and you can't answer them, and that's how you lose. But that is a way to lose a game of Magic. Well, okay, forgot we had that. Don't count us out. Redcap Thief. Really need something I can cast this next turn. They chose not to discard anything, which doesn't bode super well for us. Yeah, that is not something I can cast. One, two, three, four. This cost 5 to animate. So we tap for 3, 1, 2. If we animated, it would come in tapped. So this is our best blocker right now. So next turn we play a land, we play Scavenger and animate it. We've got to try to survive. So that we're just going to animate Vinestalk as a 5/5 blocker. Sure. They might just burn us out with Imidane. Any burn spell just goes right to our face, basically. Sure, more creatures. Okay, we are successfully evading attacks at the very least. That would have been a great draw last turn. I mean, not great. A fine draw last turn. And now we're just trying to survive. Don't know if we will, but we're doing our best. Vinestalk going a long way in helping us, that's for sure. We do have 2 more Gluttons in the deck that can give us a 6/6. Never mind, that'll kill us. Because then they use these, give everything haste, +1/+0. That's why that card is so good. Yeah, 8 mana. Do it with everything. Block, block, block. Take many more than 7. So, yeah, lost to Goose Mother. Sometimes it happens. All right, we do go first. Hand is fine. We've got 3 of our colors here. Early defensive speed, counterspell. I'll see what they do on 1. Nothing. Okay. I'll get them later with Stutter. Let's do Wilds on 3, because again, Wilds on 3 guarantees a turn 4 Glutton. And I do love me a turn 4 Glutton. Let's see what they cast. Scarecrow Guide, don't care. Let's do this. Let's do basic land and a food. Get a green. Got the food once again because the food is slightly less easy to interact with than the 1/1 token, and it is currently our only bargain fodder here. And yes, I am willing to cast this prior to Skybeast Tracker coming down. I have cast turn 4 Hamlet Glutton more than most other things in this format. Grabby Giant, and... Torch the tower? Yeah, torch the tower, I figured. That's okay, next turn we can Tracker and Stutter. Still got a 6/6. Now if they play Giant, that trades for my creature here. Yep, that is usually a beating. Usually a beating. So let's do this. Get in here. Hold up Stutter. Can't quite cast that, unfortunately. But they are at 6. Champion killing Tracker. Dang, if only I had a red. There's a red. Alright, now we get in. Trample over for 5. They are currently at 1, but 1 is not 0. But a concession is a win. Very timely red draw there. Otherwise, I don't know where we would have ended up. Okay, hand looks fine here. Brave the Wild's finding blue, Prophetic Prism on 2, and then if we fix our mana enough, we've got Glutton on 5. Now I guess we get a black, don't we? And then we've got everything. Green, green, Root Rider Fawn. Don't like to see that. I think I'll play Prism to start. They're not attacking with the Fawn, so the Witch Stalker's not super important to get down. Looks like we're playing the Mirror here. Ah, that's going to be tough. Where's our hatching plans? Oh, they are attacking with the Fawn. Okay. Edgewall in, tapping for blue, playing Witchstalker, I guess? Now let's see if they have Stopgap or something to draw 4 cards. Bitter Chill, that's fine. I don't care about you using it on that. They did miss a land drop, notably. I do have enough lands at this point. I don't necessarily need any more of those. So I'm good. I'm good. Thanks though, deck. Alright, do I play around Spell Stutter, which is the only counterspell I can think of? They could also have Ice Out here, So do I play around that? I don't think I can. I mean, I would just play a Return from the Wilds otherwise. Let's see if they have it. Okay, it did hit the battlefield. They could have Torched the Tower. Yeah, they've got Torch the Tower, Bargaining Hatching Plans, drawing off a Bitter Chill as well. So, good play. Got plenty of cards in hand to answer everything we've got now. This is exactly the kind of deck I like to play as well, so we are playing the Mirror. 9 cards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All they gotta do is play a land and a creature, and they're good to go. There's the land. I wouldn't consider our deck the best version of this deck that I've had, so if their deck is slightly better than ours, as far as their late games and their bombs, like if they've got a Goose Mother or something, I can see that being enough to make us struggle here. I think I just got to get another Glutton down. We don't need the prisms anymore. We've got all of our colors. Got a black, so they could be splashing some Candy Grapple removal. Still 7 cards in hand, though. That worries me. We do have 2 6/6. Oh, God. Yeah, Gruff Triplets. That is a card, to say the least. So they're going to end up with a 12/12 here. Or was it equal to the power? Oh, they only get 3 because we gave it a -4, -0. Ooh, what a combo that was. That was really nice. That's how you beat a Gruff Triplets, folks, I guess. We could go Return and Tough Cookie here. And then this threatens to animate both of these next turn, potentially. That would have been busted if we had 2 of these. Shrink both of them down, put 0 counters on the other one. I mean, they still got, 6 mana for 3 3/3s, which is already great. So what am I going to do about that? But let's see if they have a Curse of the Werefox here. That's what it looks like. That's going to make things very difficult. Because now, not only is one of them dead, but the other one can't attack. That is pretty annoying. And then a candy grapple? Nope, even better. Alright, well this is how this game goes south very quickly. And a Restless Vinestalk? Come on. Well, at least we have one too. Ugh, that was a brutal turn from them. Killing our Glutton, killing our other creature, playing a Hunter, playing a Vinestalk, like, come on. Ugh. Ah, jeez. They just got every answer here. Got every answer. Can we do both? So this costs 4 mana, this costs 6 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not exactly. So what if we activated Vinestalk, attacked with it? We can't really attack with it though. So I guess instead we just do this here. They know we can get back attendance. We're playing in Mythic here, so they've got, yeah, they're going to play around that. Yeah, see, it still trades. So let's go to damage. Let's get this back anyway. 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Sack this, get back this, and then I think we just play it here. Does this have reach? No. The Vinestalk is not doing much on our side right now, unfortunately. I mean, it's going to basically trade with the Gingerbread Hunter here, which, like, is fine, but, like, isn't great. Are they going to start beating us down? I feel like they can't activate their Vinestalk because we also have one here. Okay, sure. They have blue and a red still up. This has trample and this has trample. I mean, I think we win this race, but maybe I'm wrong. Well, that was an interesting decision to activate it and not attack with it. Okay, sure. Do we die? if we attack here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, they're gonna be forced to chump to survive. I don't think we die. We also have access to a food to eat it. So we go this. Turn their hunter into a 3/3, and then they have to chump it. They're at 3. They're dead to attendance now. And there's a chance I could want to use all my mana next turn. I think it's better to do this than to bluff anything, because we might want to activate this. We might also draw a card we want to play and also eat a food, so that's why I played the land. Although if I drew a card I would want to play, then I would still have the land in hand I could play. Let's see if attendance has the ability to survive. Looks like it's going to get... Well, it's survived. It's just a 1/1 now, though. However, Vinestalk is still lethal on this board. Interesting. Torch the tower and curse. Okay, so they're getting curse back here. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. So now we just have Vinestalk on the board and a 1/1. They always had that food. Where did that come from? Alright, this game is getting a lot closer here. Why a land? Really, really didn't need that. So if I activate Vinestalk, attack with both, make my 1/1 into a 3/3, they trade a Tome Seeker and a Fawn for my 5/5. They chump. They don't even chump, they just eat their food. So our Vinestalk is gone, they lose a Tome Seeker and a Fawn. They still have their Vinestalk. And then I think we lose from there. So I don't think we can actually attack. But not attacking also isn't good, so everything is bad. Yeah, I don't think we can attack. For all the reasons I just said. We lose a Vinestalk, they lose a Tome Seeker. And a Fawn. And they're still at 3. And we just have literally only a 1/1 left. And that's it. Yep. Excuse me? Excuse me. That is about the worst card I mean, I guess a land would have been worse, but this is close to the worst card I could have drawn. Ah, a brutal loss here, man. Double Vinestalk out of their deck. Yeah, now they just activate it twice, and I think we lose. Can they activate it twice? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they can because of the Fawn. Jeez. Brutal. I don't see a way to win here. Both of these have trample. Well, we did the best we could. Deck just didn't quite cooperate when we needed it to. I also think we're missing a little bit of the top end. I still don't think that really does anything. But you never know. Wait. I guess the only way we pretend to survive is trying to get in right now. They can still activate their other Vinestalk. Yeah. I mean, maybe 16 lands is good enough in this deck. Because we certainly did not need all the ones we just played with there. Usually, I always play usually play 17, but I usually also have more adventure creatures. And this one doesn't, so I think 16 is going to be correct. I'm going to go down to 16. Alright, so I go down to 16, and then the deck presents me with this. We have a Brave the Wilds. We have 2 Prophetic Prisms. We'll draw out of it, won't we? Probably not, but at least we have an early kill spell. At the very least. Okay. Now we go get a black. No play. Sure. Ooh, drawing a blue, not too bad. We need one more green, obviously, but we don't have any bargain fodder here at any point. Straight blue-white. Dutiful Griffin, Twining Twins, Charade, Dutiful Griffin. What a deck. Jeez. So I have to... They're going to play Twining Twins next turn. I play Sky Beast Tracker in 2 turns. They get to hit me for 4. And then I have to block and grapple and torch or something like that? Well, I'm not doing anything else this turn. I'm not going to grapple their Prankster, so I guess I just... try to mana screw them? Any land lets them play Twining Twins still, though. Next turn I play Tracker. Then I have to put together some sort of Torch the Tower and Candy Grapple combo through Ward 1 here. Alright, so I can grapple, pay the ward, and still spell stutter if I don't do anything else. I can also grapple, pay the ward, and torch the tower, pay the ward. So I think I'll just pass. I could bargain away. You know what? What would have been better is food, bargain, pay ward. That probably would have been better. I'm not going to bargain away the Spreading Seas as long as they don't have a plains here. So let's try this. Resolves. Pay the 1. Let's see what they do. That's annoying. Can't stutter that. Okay, Twining Twins down. Alright, now they got the plane, so I can bargain that away now. Cast the Glutton. I mean, I guess I'm preventing them from casting double planes spells, but at this point, I think it's fine. I mean, I can also just make the food and bargain the food away. But the food might end up being okay. We get another one off of the tracker. Yeah, let's bargain this one. We get another one for free off of the tracker, and then if they play another plains, then I'll definitely bargain that away. And keep the food. One turn I tap out. Come on. Very annoying. Double top. Alright, you hate to see it. Alright, now we can bargain and hold up stutter here. Happy to trade this for dragon. They say no. I think I'll get rid of the seas this time. They have 7 mana, so I can counter a 6-drop. Okay. Now I can counter a 3-drop. That is really annoying. Now I can't attack through it with Glutton. Okay. No need to really play Witchtalker. It effectively does nothing right now. So... oh, the stupid treasure. Oh, man. A 7/9 flyer. The stupid treasure. And it has vigilance! No! Well, good game. What am I going to do about that? I don't think I have an answer. Seven, 9 flying vigilance. Oh, man. I tapped out of this for one turn. They played Archive Dragon. They got a random treasure off of a financier to be able to pay for Spell Stutter. I don't think I have a single answer to a 7/9 Flying Vigilance Ward 2. I hate going 2-3. 2-3 is just like the worst record you can have. Hey, it got something. Shocker. Yep. GG to a single Archive Dragon, I suppose. Knightly Valor on an Archive Dragon. Can't do too much about it. Turn my Hamlet Glutton into a 1/1. Tracker into 1/1. Sure, it's chumping anyway. It doesn't even matter. And that won't do it. Nothing to get back. So yeah. Brutal end to a brutal draft. But yeah, is what it is. Still like the deck, still like the archetype. So thanks for sticking around to the end of this video. And once we get here to prove that we did get the 2-3, I will see you next time for your daily draft.